Hello. Back with another Path of Exile 2 video. Let's go for Monk 2.0. Currently level 87, got 84 strength, 182 dex, and 162 intelligence, 3,485 energy shield, 1,548 life. Eventually, once we get more energy shield, we will be taking Chaos Inoculation, so we can be immune to Chaos Resistance. At the moment, it's annoying because we've only got 6% Chaos Resistance, so sometimes we do get hit pretty hard, especially by poison. Them little crabs, hate them. But we're going for full resistances nearly. This was full and this was pretty much full, but I changed my chest. I've got 221 spirit and 34, call it 35% movement speed. So let's go into the skills. As you're aware, I've tried to run Flicker Strike before on the original league, the first one, but it just wasn't as good. But now, well, Ice Strike's kind of dead, so it's a bit difficult. I would love to run Ice Strike. I am currently working on a Culling Thunder build with the, let me just look at the uniques head. Where is it? The dragons, is it? Where is it? Yeah. So the 3 dragons mask. So I'm trying to figure out if I can get Culling Thunder where it scatters into 3 with this. You can get it so it actually ricochets as well. You can pair it with Volt, which is good for everyone that's currently using like the Amazonian. They use Volt for Lightning Spear. But then I was also thinking of pairing it with these, the Painted Servant, so you get obviously more cold damage, fire damage, and lightning damage, and resistances and stuff like that. Obviously, it converts them all. So if you're converting that and then contributes to shock chance and stuff, I feel like it might work pretty well. But it's just trying to generate the charges. That's the hard part. But we'll play around with it. Like, I like Flicker Strike, but it leaves you in some very, very sticky situations. Whereas if you had Falling Thunder, it wouldn't really. So speaking of Flicker Strike, we have 72% critical hit chance. We can have more than this. I have a different quarterstaff. Where is it? I think I was going to put it for sale, but yeah, I have a different quarterstaff, which puts my damage up and gives me 90% critical hit chance. But I found this quarterstaff that I'm currently using, according to Path of Builder, does more damage, and it's quicker as well. Even though it lowers the damage down, it is quicker overall. Then we've got Pinpoint Critical for more critical hit chance. You remove that, and you can see the critical hit chance drops dramatically. Perpetual Charge, which obviously keeps us keeping the charge effectively. And Momentum, so after moving 2 meters, you gain 40% more damage, and we paired that with Hit and Run. So with Flicker Strike, you should move more than 10 meters, and it gives you 40% more skill speed. So you can see in my clips, because I have one clip where I'm actually not using Hit and Run, and then I have one clip where I'm using Hit and Run. You can see the difference in speed. If you remove Hit and Run, look at the attack time. The attack time is 0.9 seconds. The attack time there is 0.64 seconds. So it's faster to use, and it moves around quicker. Then we've got Storm Wave with Martial Tempo, Concentrated Effect, Ambush, and Primal Alignment. I'm probably going to add another bit onto there to get them a movement mobility, but I'd love to get rid of Storm Wave and maybe, like I say, run Falling Thunder or something else, but we'll see what happens. It's got quite a lot of damage, quite a lot of crit chance, crit damage bonus. It does its job. Charge Staff, still got Charge Staff with Lightning Exposure, Strip Away, Persistence, and Fire Exposure. I'm running Herald of Thunder and Herald of Ash, so hence why I've got Lightning Exposure, Fire Exposure. Not sure if it's beneficial, seeing as I am an Invoker and I do ignore elemental resistances, but they seem to proc a lot more than they did. Cast on Crit, we've got it with Profane Ritual. This is so we can generate the power charges. Sniper's Mark, this is so we can add critical hit chance onto each enemy, and then obviously it increases critical damage bonus. It works, it's pretty good. The only downside is it generates power frenzy charges. If we could generate power charges with that, as well as generating power charges for Profane Ritual, it would be good, but it's a bit hard to do. I was tempted to try run a double cast on crit and see if we can, or just cast on crit with Sniper's Mark and Ingenuity and Combat Frenzy, and see if I could get it to proc just off Sniper's Mark, get the charges back. But I feel like I don't have enough crit chance at the moment to make it viable. If anyone saw my Monk build previously in the other updates, before update 2, I was critting every single time, like all the time. Every hit was a crit. At the moment now, yeah, it's alright. You could probably use the Quarterstaff, which the Collapsing Horizon, which would get Flicker Strike 2 effectively be every crit being a hit, because as you can see here, the critical hit chance goes to 100%, so I'll have a 100% chance to crit. But the damage drops off a lot, so I'm not too sure if it would work well. I'll try it and see what the outcome is. But yeah, I'd love to just get rid of Profane Ritual, which means I can get rid of that there, get rid of Sacrifice and stuff, and kind of like run just cast on crit with Sniper's Mark. But we've got Overabundance, which gives you 1 to the skill limit, Impetus for more energy, and then Profusion for additional charges. Infernal Cry. Infernal Cry is a very, very good damage dealer. So we've got it with Premeditation for 15% more damage. Then Raging Cry, you gain 4 rage per 5 power. So when you're on a boss, it's like 12. And you've got Second Wind, which allows you to do it twice. So that can effectively gives you like 24, new enough 30 rage. And then you consume it to get 30% more damage. So you get 45% more damage just by using Infernal Cry. It's very, very good. You see it in quite a lot of builds, to be fair. But yeah, I love using it. Going by a boss. So you go into a boss fight, get your charges, charge staff, get your charges again for your Flicker Strike, and then you've got your charges up here. Then you pop Infernal Cry twice, and then you'd Flicker. And that does all the boss damage. Profane Ritual. Profane Ritual is there to get basically any charges you need if you need him when cast on crit's not proccing, and initially right at the beginning. So we've got Fast Forward, Arcane Tempo, and Unleash. Not sure how well Unleash is working, but it's the supporter skills gain seal every 200% of cast time. So like it deals 50% less damage when reoccurring. We're not here for damage, but I don't know if that is causing me not to, basically get rid of the ads quick or anything. But I don't know. It seems I've been playing around with it. I've heard it's good, and I've heard I've looked like a few witch builds and stuff like that, and they used to use Unleash, but I don't know. I'll have a look and see what's happening. Sacrifice. So Sacrifice is basically sacrifices your minions. Obviously you can put them max and it will get them to revive quicker, which is what I should do, and then probably up the minion difficulty in level, sorry. And we've got Herald of Ash with supported skills, Clarity for mana regen, and Magnified Effect for my area. This is just for overkill damage, so on my video, if you've seen it, it's like the big fire explosions everywhere. That's from Herald of Ash. Then Herald of Thunder, we have Ice Bite, Glaciation, Cold Infusion, and Longshot. The reason why we've got this is I tried to make a triple Herald build, but Herald of Ice didn't proc, and then it proc too much, which means that I didn't get the charges. So it meant the Flicker Strike wasn't working properly. So that's one of the problems. So I've just swapped and got rid of Herald of Thunder. I got rid of Herald of Ice, sorry, and put these back in. If you ever watch my old videos, I used to run these all the time before. You'd have Herald of Thunder and then you'd have Herald of Ice because they used to proc for each other. But obviously they don't work anymore. But this still causes them to shatter. It still causes quite a lot of cold damage, which is good. And then the last bit, we've got Wind Dancer, we've got Wind Wave, Maim, Precision, and Unbreakable. The main reason we have Wind Dancer is just genuinely for the evasion. It's for the evasion. Once we get more evasion, get a higher level, more skills, I'll probably get rid of Wind Dancer and then change it for something else. I don't know. Like I said, maybe put it towards double cast on crit or cast on freeze maybe. I have tried cast on shock, and cast on shock does not proc as much as cast on crit or cast on freeze. I don't know why, because obviously you are running pretty much like a shock build. You've got Charge Staff, Stormwave, but I'm pretty sure it's because Charge Staff doesn't actually shock them. So maybe you might have to put like Innovate in it, genuinely somewhat to just shock on the Charge Staff and then get to proc even more. But yeah, I feel like Cast on Freeze might be the better one, but ideally I'd love to run double Cast on Crit, but that's 180 Spirit just on Cast on Crit. And then you could have Herald of Ash, Herald of Thunder, and that works perfectly well. But that's another 30, that's another 60. So that's 100, add that to 180, so that's 200, that's what, 240 Spirit you need to run both these and this. You could probably get rid of Herald of Ash and run double cast on crit with just Herald of Thunder and put a lot of ice into it. Maybe look at getting cast on crit with, I don't know, some Ambrosia, Freezing Mark or something like that. Genuinely to generate a lot of cold damage, and then have the Herald of Ice with Ice Bite and Glaciation. That could work. It might be worth a try. You could probably get rid of Infernal Cry as well and probably change that to genuinely, I don't know, Sniper's Mark, Hand of Chayula. What else could you probably put? Yeah, maybe Ambrosia again, just like have it just general to target it. What else is there? Conductivity. Maybe put some conductivity into it to proc on its own. It's endless. You can try and play about and everything like that. And this is one of the best things about this game. You could try different things. So if you want to, like I say, I can leave the comment in below. I could try a double cast on crit with just Herald of Thunder and see if I could build it and see what happens. But this seems to work. Does a lot of damage. It's pretty decent and I like using it. So we're going into the weapons, inventory, etc. We've got Lunar Quarterstaff with cold damage, accuracy, attack speed, and melee damage. Melee skills. And I've got a bit of dexterity. We've got a helmet with crit chance, fire resistance, cold resistance. We've got a chest piece with high evasion and high energy shield. This is my most expensive item. It cost me 1 divine. I could have got better ones, but nobody replies. So it's pretty decent. Like I say, it's high evasion, high energy shield, and that pairs well with Lead Me Through Grace. Then we've got a Jade Amulet with First Approach allocated onto it, which gives me 50% critical hit chance against enemies on full life and 80% critical damage against enemies on full life as well. So they're really, really good. The Unset Ring for the extra skills. I've got this with triple damage to attacks and resistances. So going for flat damage is very, very good. It seems to just increase your overall damage by the most. Then I've got a Prismatic Ring, again with double flat damage and then a bit of cold damage, and then resistances, a bit of mana regen. Hands, we've got it with melee skills, leech, energy shield, and we've anointed it with 1 rage on hit with a Boar Talisman. The double belt, we've got it with triple resist, and then like a bit of mana recovery, 3 charm slots. I need to get myself another golden endless for more rarity. Then the boots, we've gone for 35 movement speed and resistances. That's pretty much all we need. These two here, they're just basically normal flasks. And then on the other side, we have the scepter, which gives me minion skills and increased spirit, but the increased spirit is pointless because obviously I use Lead Me Through Grace. And then we have the focus, which gives me the attack speed, the cast speed. That's effectively what I want. And then more mana and stuff like that. So that is my inventory. Like I said, this is a very, very good squat staff, but you can use any that's got flat physical damage or crit hit chance. Like this, like I say, puts my damage up quite significant and puts my critical hit chance to like 90%. But on Path of Builder, this one is the better one. Okay, and then if you can't get one of these because you haven't got the currency, again, like I said in the previous video, use this one and put that on, and like I say, you've got 100% crit chance, which means that cast on crit is going to crit quite a lot. Also, remember, I haven't got them yet because they're stupidly expensive, but get rid of your Iron Ruins, put them with the critical damage bonuses. Okay, I've got one, but I want to save up to see if I can get a better quarterstaff. Like, this is good, but I want to get a better one. But there we are, where is it? Soul Core of Tikaba, but it gives you 12% critical damage bonus. These are the best to put in your quarterstaffs, okay? Do not use flat physical damage. It's good because it will boost Flicker Strike up, but the more critical damage bonus you have, the more damage it does overall, okay? So if you think about it, if this was 10,000 and you have a 305% increase, that's 305% on top of your 10,000, okay? So it's twice as much damage, effectively. So the more crit damage bonus you have, the more damage you'll do. If anyone saw my previous videos, obviously before the nerfs, like when I had, what were it, like 1,300 crit chance, crit damage bonus, the damage was ridiculous. Finally, we'll go into the skills. So, Invoker, we've took I Am the Blizzard, I Am the Thunder, Lead Me Through Grace for the Spirit, and then Sunder My Enemies. This is pretty much set standard. You could probably get rid of I Am the Blizzard and get Meditate, and then use Meditate to gain more energy shield, which will put the energy shield around about 7,000-ish, and then you will end up having, you can then use Chaos Inoculation, and it's entirely up to you. And obviously if you have Meditate and you have the Focus, which gives you cast speed, effectively Meditate will be quicker then. Then we've gone down the left hand side, I'd say. So we've got Flow Like Water for attack and cast speed, Mindful Awareness, Step Like the Miss, so these are movement speeds and evasion. Crushing Wave if you dealt a critical hit in the past 8 seconds, and then Moment of Truth if you haven't dealt a critical hit. Like I said multiple times, even if you don't deal a crit all the time, still have these two, okay? The more you crit, the more damage you get. On the off chance that you don't crit, you're still going to get damage. Then we've got Power Within for critical damage bonus with power charges, and then 1 to power charge. Critical Exploit for hit chance, and then we're going to come around here eventually to get Insightfulness, so we can get all the mana regen and the energy shield, and then we're probably going to come around this side as well. Then we've come down here, and we've got Lust for Power for the chance to get full charges, and then 1 to charge. Siphon for mana on kill, and then increase the amount of mana leached, so this keeps me to have my mana all the time. Killer Instinct for attack damage on low and full life. A Jewel with chaos damage, energy shield, crit chance, and crit chance for spells. These will change. I know exactly what I'm going to put in here anyway. I'm going to put Zealot's Oath and go and get this over here again, like I did last time. It's for 75% increase. It's a huge, huge damage bonus. Then we've got True Strike for crit chance, for the Jugular for crit damage bonus, and then Deadly Force for damage if you dealt a critical hit past 8 seconds. Spectral Ward, which is energy shield per 12 evasion. The more evasion you have on your chest, the more energy shields you'll get. Then we move up here and we've got increased critical hit chance, reduced critical damage bonus, and obviously these pair with Fruit Seeker for increased critical damage bonus and reduced critical hit chance. Go up and there's another jewel with lightning damage, damage for quarterstaff, some mana leech, and my stun threshold. Keep me from being stunned all the time. Then we've got ingenuity for intelligence, and then patient barrier for more energy shield. This is brilliant when it's paired with chaos inoculation. Then we come down here to overflowing power, which gives you 2 to power charges, and you get critical damage bonus if you consumed one. So overall I have 7. Then we have one with the river, whirling assault, martial artistry, and one with the storm. This is really, really good. Quarterstaff nodes, obviously it's for quarterstaff. I did used to run a duel here, which allowed me to get basically like this, 2 of these, and then like a few of these. But it was kind of a bit of a waste of a duel slot, if I'm being honest. So for the sake of a couple of points, get these. They're really good. Like these increases your defenses, daze build up, freeze build up, stun build up. Currently, you can get stunned by normal mobs, so it's good to have increased build up. We've got another duel with lightning damage, quarterstaff, mana leech, and freeze build up. And then, as I said, I've anointed first approach. And then we come down here and we get heart stopping for increased critical hit chance, breaking for critical damage bonus, and then struck through for more critical hit chance. And then finally down to here, we're going to get Coming Calamity, which gives you 50% cold damage when you've got fire, ice, and thunder, all heralds. I'm probably going to move into this side next and maybe look at getting Manifold Method, Serrated Edges for critical hit chance, or move down here and get Maiming Strike so I can get the movement speed, attack damage, and then go for this jewel, and then use this jewel to anoint the Zealot's Oath one and get these. Or even look maybe moving up here, get into these evasion and energy shield, obviously because he's here, and then some more attack speed, but attack speed kind of doesn't matter with Flicker Strike. Or you could probably look at getting these up here, Abasement and Shimmering Mirage, to give you more stun threshold to stop you getting basically damaged all the time. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment and subscribe. I'll try to get more videos out as soon as possible. Stay safe. Peace.